Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be doing a prediction for the U.S. Senate elections in 2026. So these midterms are shaping up to be an interesting election year. I have characterized all the safe seats. So as you can see, Republicans definitely start with an advantage. Quite a few of the seats are safe red, but we'll be going through the ones that are in the likely, lean, and then tilt column. So I'll start out with the lean states for the Democrats. For the Democrats, there's really only just one, that being the state of Minnesota. That's going to bring them up to 44 to 46. Republicans will need to win at least 4 of the states that have not been characterized yet to hold the Senate, at least for the rest of Trump's term. Democrats would need to win 7 of these seats, which is a tall ask, but we'll have to see what happens. And then as far as the swing or likely states for the Republicans, there's going to be a few of those. I'm going to put Texas, Nebraska, and Iowa into the likely Republican column. So that brings us to 49 to 44. So Democrats would have to win every single one of these seats to be able to hold or to be able to win back the majority. We also have the state of Alaska, which is going to be an interesting one. I think I'll do the lean states for the Democrats first. If I remember correctly, it's really just the one. New Hampshire, so that's going to be 45 to 49. And that leaves us with some states that are going to be in the lean Republican rating. So for Republicans, I think that Maria Peltola she was a great pick for Democrats, and I think she will make it a close race. Ultimately, I think that the state will end up in Republican hands yet again. I think, like I mentioned, Maria Peltola will narrow it up more so than a different Democrat, but at the end of the day, still a victory for the Republicans. So that brings the Republicans to 50 seats, a guaranteed control of the Senate for the rest of Trump's term. And then that leaves us with the 4 swing states remaining. So I'm going to start with the tilt. I've gone back and forth on Michigan. I've been looking at some of the polling, and it looks like Michigan is actually a little more Republican-friendly than I had previously predicted. So Michigan, I think, has got a shot. I'm on the fence about it, but if I had to pick one of these 4 states for Republican, there's going to be one more in the lean Republican rating, Ohio, so that brings Republicans to 52. Michigan, I could really see going either way. Right now, I think it is probably one of the more likely Republican seats of these core 4 swing states. And as far as the other ones go, I'm going to go with the tilt rating in Georgia. I think Jon Ossoff will most likely be able to hold on to his seat. This is going to be an interesting election to watch. Georgia had some interesting elections in 2025 last year that had Democrats performing quite well. So it'll be interesting to see on the Senate level what will happen there during the midterms. So that's going to be one more seat for the Democrats, 46 to 52. North Carolina, I'm going to put that in the teal blue column as well. This state has a former popular Democratic governor, Roy Cooper, running for the Senate seat. He was a great pick by Democrats, and if I were to call it, would probably end up winning the Senate seat if the election were to be held today. So that's going to be 47 to 52, leaving us with one of the most competitive states, that being the state of Maine. Maine, I've also gone back and forth on. Susan Collins has consistently outperformed the polls. Generally, she's won in a state that is definitely Democratic leaning as a Republican for quite a few elections in a row. This one, I just think that this might be the last one, or this might be the final straw that results in a Democratic victory. It'll be interesting to see. I think Susan Collins has a shot. She's definitely shown a history of outperforming the polls. But just states are getting more and more polarized, and that is going to not help Republicans in Democratic states in the Senate, as well as Democrats in Republican states, as we saw with West Virginia, with Joe Manchin and a couple others, Ohio in 2024. But this is going to be the predictions. This is going to be 48 to 52. Do predict Republicans to hold the Senate. Not too shocking, but there we go. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.